We live in the world of conscious consumption and hyper personalization. Everybody is thinking more about what they consume and making decisions that reflect what they're personally doing in their lives around nourishment and consumption. So some of the examples of conscious consumption will be, well, who is this brand and what do they stand for? What is their sustainability impact on the world? Or what is their ownership? Are they a minority-owned brand? Do they have a cause behind what they're doing? And then what are the ingredients and how does it fit within my dietary preference? We've been through so many different dietary trends and waves and patterns, from Atkins to Whole30 to keto to GLP-1, where we are today. And being able to look at what are the ingredients, whether they're high protein or high fiber or low sugar, and be able to inform our employees about the ingredients that exist within our pantries is where we're moving as a society and where the workplace through the beverage industry is moving as well.
The most important thing for us to keep in mind at any point in time is inclusivity, and that means catering to dietary challenges and preferences. Allergens is a major thing, and then also having the ability to address folks who are vegetarian or who cannot have animal products in their snacks. I'd let the external research say how folks who are finding themselves aligned with those dietary preferences have changed over time. But I think the challenge for us has been, how do we make sure that information is readily available, so that way clients can make sure that they are getting the snacks that best serve the folks who are in their office spaces.
And as more and more companies are going in office, those needs become more prevalent. So before there was only one person who was allergic to nuts and they wanted to have at least one option. Now there's a few more colleagues who have that need. And so as more people come in the office, we're hearing more and more of those people saying we want there to be some special snack of the month, or some very special, we want to try out more products that we haven't been trying before. I say budget's also a big one, which obviously we want to cater to sustainability needs and affinity group needs that different clients will have. But more and more clients are having to stretch their dollar and figure out, how do we make sure everyone is able to get something and have a good day with the same slightly increase, slightly decrease, whatever that budget is, and trying to make it work. So finding options that fit into those needs that are maybe a little bit more budget conscious, or on the flip side, even some clients are saying, we've bought a new office, we've renovated it a ton, we want people to come to the office, we're willing to spend for it. Can you find us some fun new options? And they go for it, and it's really fantastic.
When it comes to dietary preferences, whether it's gluten-free, vegan, keto, Whole30, you name it, the important thing is to understand what the population of your employee base is preferring. What are those dietary restrictions or preferences that exist? And then shaping a program that can satisfy as many of those employees as possible, and catering the program to have the right mix across these different characteristics. And key to that is having the data. You have to be able to look at the information to shape the program. You can't just guess. If you try to just do it based off of what you hear, it's always going to be that squeaky wheel, and you're not going to be able to represent the full employee base.
In San Francisco specifically, this geography region is known for having gluten-free, keto-friendly, low sodium, paleo, vegan. All of those kind of products are must-haves in a lot of these offices, and a lot of our clients here in the Bay, this is HQ. So, this is where the snack program started in Silicon Valley. So there are higher stakes when, other people from across the country come to these offices. So my clients in particular are very mindful of this. They want to have a variety of options so everyone feels that, they have something they can eat. The offerings that we have do provide that for our clients. We have the indulging hot Cheetos, but we also can provide, the gluten-free almond flour crackers for everyone to have a bite.
I see that there's so many categories of bars, chips, fruits, within there, I think it is looking at what are the different types of food people can eat or can't eat, making sure that everybody has an option and that you're finding the best option for those folks. Because it's not just about having a vegan option, it's about having a great vegan option and making sure that everyone's really included.
Yeah, we have some clients, London's a big market for us, and we have some clients who want to make sure they have naughty snacks in the office, which I always get a kick out of that. So the unhealthy stuff. And, it's client by client. We really focus on building the right pantry for the specific client, and some want no unhealthy snacks in there. Others want some unhealthy snacks, some want all unhealthy snacks. But I think that's what we're really focused on, building a great program for the client. And thinking about their taste preferences and taste needs.
I see a lot more vegan products becoming more popular. I think, the vegan food scene also has expanded exponentially. They're engaging with their audience and their consumers, and they're being more exciting in the way that they're packaging these items. Even, the taste has improved a lot. I would say sometimes when I have a vegan product, I'm like, this tastes great. This doesn't taste vegan. I don't think it's as bland as, people assume it would be, or as it may have been in years past. I think now companies and brands are definitely stepping it up, and they're just no, this doesn't have to be boring, and this can taste good.
So I recently discovered that Yucca app, YUKA, where you can scan anything and it gives you a score on if it's poor to good based on additives and things like that. And if it's poor, it gives you recommendations on what else you could get. And it's really that recommendations piece that stood out to me, because it's one thing to tell a customer through tech, this isn't good for you, shocker, I'm eating Pop-Tarts or whatever it is. I didn't think it was good. But to give that next step of here's another thing that you might consider is, I think, where the power of information, technology, design, products all come in. And it's something that we're trying to do on the crafty side of things, so that we can, again, use that case profile to figure out what this pantry or what the employees might like, and then recommend things accordingly and make it be informed, on a bunch of different data points. So me personally, I feel like I'm just getting started on understanding what a nutrition label means. But whether you are someone who is very informed, just starting out, or maybe even has different considerations like sustainability or certain flavors or allergens or things that you're trying to avoid, our job on the product and tech team is to make sure that information is at your fingertips so that you can make informed decisions.
So recently on tech side of the office, we've actually introduced a device where folks can input any of the product requests they have, or anything that's out of stock. And it's been a really cool experience, because now we see everybody getting involved. And when you talk about making an inclusive pantry, everybody's able to shape those opinions, and then every month we're able to go and talk with our office manager and really work towards building a program that works for the people who work here.
We've developed a lot of tools to think through shaping your product selection within your pantry program. We've got a new tool we're coming out with called Pantry Digest. And in this tool, we build a taste profile for your office that's based on the consumption data that we've seen. So we can understand, does your office generally prefer higher protein snacks, or lower sugar beverages, or higher caffeine beverages? And that fuels the product recommendations that we're making for our clients.